This video is in Slovenian and in English language. First, just few words in Slovenian, then I'll give you the whole thing in English. But let me just explain in Slovenian what this is all about. Ta video je tudi v slovenskem jeziku. V glavnem želel bi samo poudariti, da so se danes tukaj, namesto da bi se sam zglasil na policijski postaji in sprožil kar nekaj postopkov proti nekaj ljudem, so se namesto mene tukaj zglasili psihiatri. Psihiatrija tukaj iz menda novomeške bolnišnice in za njo nurse, zdravniška sestra. Na vprašanje, kdo jih je tukaj poslal ali kakorkoli, ni bilo nobenega odgovora. Sicer je bila gospa prijazna psihiatrina in medtem, ko si je zdravniška sestra vzela čas za pogovor z starši, sva se midva, kakor boste sami videli v slovenskem jeziku, pogovorila več ali manj na njeno zahtevko. Na koncu je želela, da je nekaj podpišem, kar bi pomenilo že nekakšno uvajanje spet procedure proti meni, psihiatrične, pač da je bila tukaj in tako naprej. Morda smešno samo to, da je omenila, da je v nekakšnem klubu proti mučenju, psihiatričnemu mučenju, mednarodnemu, a vendar vedela ni, kaj je to MK Ultra, MK-Ultra, ker v bistvu srednješolci vejo, kaj to je. Milijone ljudi je šlo čez v Ameriki po tem programom. Ta program zdaj deluje tudi v Sloveniji, v Belorusiji, Rusiji. To sam vem, ker sem to sam izkusil in videl sem tudi, ko sem na drugih ljudeh te stvari izvajal. Zaradi mojega soseda Bergerja, ker so me enkrat imeli na drugi lokaciji, so me sabo vzeli in so te stvari so namigovali, da že delajo tudi drugim ljudem in tako naprej. Zaradi tega vem. Tako da tudi pri nas je ta zadeva. Gospa menda, po besedah moje matere, čudno je to, da dela v zdravstvenem domu novomeškemu, po besedah moje matere naj bi celo bila moja psihiatrina v Ljubljana Polju. Popolnoma šokiran, po eni strani, po drugi pa tudi ne, ker je veliko psihiatrov, in ona za moj primer direktno ni bila, oziroma se je ne spomnim, lahko da je podpisala kakšne papirje v vezi tega, v vezi moje hospitalizacije, ko sem bil v Ljubljani, vendar direktno, da bi jaz imel za njo stik, za to psihiatrinjo, moram reči, da ga nisem imel. Mama je pač namigovala, da je ona celo njo srečala na kakšni viziti ali nekaj tazga. Pojma nisem imel. Čudna stvar, da če je bila gospa v Ljubljana Polju, se pravi, da je bila seznanjena z mojim primerom. Kot boste pa sami opazili, pa tudi sama ni vedela pri celi stvari, oziroma ne bi vedela pri celi stvari, zakaj gre. Tako da to je vse, ostalo zdaj v angleškem jeziku, potem v nadaljevanju pa samo audio posnetek celotnega pogovora. To je vse, kar bi želel reči. Morda je res, da psihiatr ne bi vedel, kaj je to MK Ultra, MK-Ultra. To je, bom rekel, ne, da to ni neverjetna zadeva. Večina psihiatrov ne samo, da je seznanjenih z MK-Ultro. Jaz ocenjujem, da vsaj 80% jih je bilo vpletenih ali pa jih je vpletenih. Ker to je izključno, ne bom rekel profesije, ampak del veje psihiatrije je MK-Ultra. To ni psihologija, to je psihiatrija. Tako da ena od predelov v psihiatriji je MK-Ultra, absolutno. Tako da to je to. Še enkrat, gospa je bila zelo prijetna, zelo prijazna gospa, ampak nisem ji podpisal dokumenta. Druga stvar je pa, da sam nameravam v ponedeljek podati kriminalno obtožnico proti psihiatrini, Tatjani Prokšelj in psihiatru Zoranu Mudžatu. To so dve stvari, katere ne bom zamudil. Je kar nekaj stvari, katere moram narediti. Drugače pa ne vem, kaj bi temu še dodal. Nobena od oseb, ki sta bili tukaj, nista želeli povedati, kdo ju je poslal. In po besedah novomeške policije ni bila ta, ki jih je tukaj poslala. Se pravi, kdo jih je poslal, glede na to, da je bila gospa Tatjana Prokšelj direktno vpletena v to zadevo. Takole bom povedal, tega nisem, to sem čisto popolnoma pozabil omeniti. Nikdar in nikoli nisem imel pravice do drugega mnenja psihiatra, oziroma v bistvu nikdar in nikoli sploh ni bil opravljen za mano kakršenkoli pogovor, po katerem bi lahko sledila kakršnakoli diagnoza. Diagnoza nikdar sploh ni bila podana na podlagi utemeljitev. Nikdar tega ni bilo narejeno. Teh zadnjih 6 mesecev bi pa naj bi bilo uporabljenih po besedah gospoda Bergerja samega za tisto drugo mnenje psihiatra. On rekel, mene so ožigosali z umsko boleznijo leta 2012 in so potrebovali, če bi slučajno do takšnih stvari prišlo, za katerih utemeljitve nimajo nobenih dokazov, jaz imam pa ogromno materialnih, fizičnih dokazov, da pri celi stvari je šlo za zlorabo stroke, same psihiatrije proti meni, kakor za izjemno nasilno vedenje tako sosedov, kakor svojih staršev proti meni. Moja mati je celo plačala sosedu tukaj, da je razbil avtomobil, ko ga je šel iskat na Madžarsko. To so pa resne stvari, niso raztrgali samo moje nahrbtnike, niso raztrgali samo, bom rekel, eno velikansko vrečko stvari, katerih sem nakupil iz Kitajske in tako naprej. Zelo nasilno se mi zdi, da mati, enostavno povedano, če namignem, da je sosed tist, ki prihaja v mojo sobo, me sprašuje, kaj je meni in tako naprej. Za takšne stvari bom rekel, glede na to, da ne dovoli vstopa na podstrešje, glede na to, da so se dokazano zgodile stvari v vezi za njeno sobo, za očetovo sobo, katere se celo zaklepajo in take stvari. Te sobe se popolnoma zraven mene. Situacija popolnoma spominja na tisto od spodaj, ko je bila, kjer sem bil sam, kjer se je noter hodilo in uničevalo stvari na veliko. Želel sem samo reči, da 6 let zanikanja pravice do drugega mnenja, oziroma to bi bilo prvo mnenje na podlagi nekakšnih stvari, ki bi se lahko, ki bi imele nekakšno podlago, na kateri bi se temeljilo, da je nekaj za mano narobe, še do prvega mnenja v bistvu ni prišlo, do drugega pa nikakor. Na sodiščih sploh pravice nisem imel ust odprt. To mi je bilo dobesedno rečeno od odvetnikov, katerim je dodelila država Slovenija. To so izjemno, bom rekel, silovite kršitve človekovih pravic in to ne samo glede slovenske ustave, ampak tudi mednarodnih zakonov. Tako da to je najbolj bizarna stvar, kar sem jih sploh kdaj slišal, da bi sploh to možno, da bi se komorkoli zgodilo. Še enkrat, gospa, tako kot sem ji povedal na videu, kar se mene gre, jaz bi zelo, zelo rad, jaz želim prijatelje imeti in mi je zelo, njen pogovor z njo mi je bil zelo, zelo všeč. Zelo prijateljska oseba se mi zdi, ampak v zdravstven dom pa nam prihajal. Razen če bi se kdaj takole ustavil prijateljsko, pa bi kavico prinesel, kaj tazga. Drugač pa ne. Drugač se pa ne bomo videli. Dokumentov Boštjan podpisal naporno nobenih glede tega. Prijatelji smo pa lahko, ker je bila zelo prijateljska, zelo mi je bilo nekako všeč. Čeprav njih par stvari je bilo bolj tako, ampak drugač pa vse ok. To je edina stvar, ki sem jo želel povedati v tem videu. Hvala za ogled tega videa, do naslednjič. I'm going to put it this way. Today is Friday the 13th of 2018, probably for what they think it's a good reason. I'm just going to put it this way. I think that about like 2 hours ago something, psychiatrist and a nurse appeared in our house out of nowhere. As you probably know, my intentions were to contact police department, local police department, in respect to investigation, in respect to house search that concerns micro cameras. Instead of that, I have psychiatrists appearing out of nowhere. Again, not a first time. In 2012, almost precisely the same thing have happened, and the next day hospitalization followed, just like this. The lady that was here was actually very, very nice and kind, very polite lady, very nice lady. I got to say that I have never had any conversation with psychiatrist as I had with her today. No psychiatrists ever have had any conversation like we had today. There was no psychiatrist that would sit and talk humanely. No diagnosis, nothing based on any proofs or anything was ever given to me, diagnosis that would actually confirm with what they have branded me with, labeled me with, as mentally ill, paranoid, schizophrenic. So they could perform, and they did perform, the most severe torture possible, and terror. As a matter of fact, just to remind my readers, my viewers, psychiatrists in Slovenia have raped and domestic Slovenian, as well as all international laws that they possibly, as much as they possibly could, because, well, not only I was not entitled to open my mouth whenever the so-called court sessions took place, I was told by attorneys that represented me, do not open mouths. We will agree with everything, whatever they have to say, because this is the best for us. This is just the way it is. If I tried to open my mouth anyways, the judge would say, zip, you have no right to talk, sit down, go. Basically, it was the case. The second thing is, no psychiatrist ever have evaluated me. There never ever was any diagnosis, official diagnosis, that would suggest how something is wrong with me. And you know what? It started in 2012, now it's 2018. While I have a bunch, I'm not gonna say a bundle, yeah, a bundle of physical proofs, video documentaries that clearly indicate abuse, a political influence on the field of psychiatry, their involvement in my case against me on behalf of the politics. No evidence whatever exists out there that would suggest that this is not an MK Ultra case, or that something in fact isn't wrong with me. Never ever any diagnosis, never ever any proof on how something possibly could be done with wrong with me. And this is already the 6th year now for which Mr. Miroslav Berger dreamed loudly that this is why this 6 months would be used for, because I have failed to mention, again, not only the first opinion was ever given, rationalized, based on something that would suggest that something is wrong with me. I had never had even the right to a second opinion from the psychiatrist. And we are talking about the 6th year that went by already. Wow. This is just a Mac Daddy of all abuses in the field of psychiatry, and domestic here in Slovenia and internationally wise. So that's what the Miroslav Berger believed this would be used for, and again they totally failed. The whole thing is just it's just not really promising for them at all. I don't know what they're gonna do now, because all this they have invested under MK Ultra, and you have no idea, because I have not talked about with what kind of precision they have designed MK Ultra and what kind of issues they have used to trigger in me repetition of MK Ultra mistakes, because the MK Ultra was used to make me look paranoid, to come up with the statements, with all kinds of statements, like million statements that would really portray me as a paranoid. And so, you know, I got many more videos to go, because I got like almost numerous proofs I have to post. They don't have a single physical proof, anything like this, that will suggest something would be wrong with me. They destroyed me a bag of items which I bought from China. I was buying and replacing things to get things going. They have lowered my efficiency to about 25% of what normally I would perform in the field of the journalism, in writing and things like this. Basically, more than journalism, as I'm trying to represent my own rights. And you know, all this, and this through really extreme torture, through the use of, well, whatever you want to call this, electro warfare, I don't even know, psychotronic, whatever kind of warfare this is, microwaving, ultrasound, x-ray, whatever there. This is just totally brutal. And so, based on all this, and they still weren't able to obtain anything, this is just like really totally lost, pathetic case for them, is how basically I see it. I have not mentioned any of this to the nurse, and on the video I have not also mentioned her. I said I was a bad student. I was. My grades were not high at all. They were very low grades. But the thing about me is that I am the only student ever in Slovenia, in the history, who did, and nobody ever will, because they changed the program, who did manage to jump from industrial mechanic to and continue education from the program after completed for industrial mechanic, for mechanical engineer and technician. Yeah, because within the 2 months I passed 5 exams within 2 months, and I have not studied English for about like 2 years already, and I have passed that. Basically had to pass with the same on the same level as people that went regular into other program. That is actually outstanding. Nobody, they tried something like this, but nobody ever came close to it. Now I did that. Then they changed. I don't even know how you say to. In German is Abitur. In Slovenian is Matura. I don't even know how they say that, but I did both, and that's kind of outstanding. But otherwise, no, I really was not anywhere. I was not a good student in the school at all. I had too many physical confrontations, and so I did few mistakes, and I told her why, and so on and so forth. But you know, maybe you want to consider that. So that's all I wanted to say in respect to the stuff I had not mentioned on this video. I'm gonna put it this way: a very nice lady, but I got to say, she mentioned that she is in some sort of that she's internationally involved against psychiatric torture and stuff like this. I gotta say this, okay? I gotta say that for somebody who is involved like this, though, I'm a little bit concerned, because she did not know anything about MK Ultra. In fact, she was asking me about what MK Ultra is. Now, MK Ultra, as you know, is, I'm not going to say, I'm just going to say this is a field, psychiatric field, one of the fields, and most of the psychiatrists I'm not going to say that all of them are involved, but most of them either were involved or are involved in MK Ultra cases. This is a rampant, huge problem that the United States is facing today. However, this is not only limited or restricted to the United States, but as I have explained, well was and is used and in Slovenia, and in Russia, and in Belarus, and in all parts of Western and Eastern Europe. This is absolutely something that somebody would not be familiarized with. Another funny thing about psychiatrist who came to visit me today was that after she left, my mom handshake her. And I was quite surprised that the two knew each other and kind of assumed that they knew each other from somewhere. Well, this psychiatrist who presented herself as a worker right here at the local hospital in Novo Mesto. This is a small town, Novo Mesto, about 25,000 people that counts. Well, my mom later on suggested me that she actually was my psychiatrist in Ljubljana. Well, we might have met in Ljubljana, perhaps when I was hospitalized, maybe a few times, but there are so many psychiatrists in there that under no circumstances was I capable to recognize I'm going to say even somebody that I should not be involved in this case. I mean, what apparently, again, is psychiatrist from, I understand, according to my mom, even have held visita, I don't know how I say it in English, a gathering, a meeting in the same department where I was hospitalized. So that kind of stuff does come to me a little bit as shocking. Like I said, I might have seen her a few times, but I definitely did not memorize her. When in mental hospital, when institutionalized, you practically remember psychiatrists that are straight involved in your case, and if only possible, you don't want to remember anything because it's a horror, if you understand what horror is. You just want to go about your stuff, ignore, pay your dues for something you got nothing to do with, and get out as soon as possible. That's basically all there is. Now, I am shocked. I am really shocked in respect to this. Like I said, we had a very pleasant conversation. She gestured me her telephone number and so on and so forth. How she would help me and so on and so forth. But because of my traumatic, I'm not going to say, I will explain her that due to my traumatic experience with the field of psychiatry, with the stuff these people have done to me, I have absolutely no intention to voluntarily. She also asked me to sign some kind of form, which basically would already commence the procedure against me, the psychiatric procedure, voluntarily, and stuff like this, like that she was here and stuff like this. And so, no, I don't have any intention to comply voluntarily with psychiatrists in absolutely anything. The only thing that I'm going to do is, I have just spoken with a police officer from police station Novo Mesto, is I plan on filing the police report, criminal investigation against two psychiatrists that were involved against me all along, also under MK Ultra, and later on in hospital in Ljubljana University Hospital. And one of them was here from Novo Mesto, but was transferred, like I've described, with a precision to another location over there somewhere in Begunia. So no, I do not agree anything with psychiatrists. The only thing I agree with is to basically file the criminal report against these two psychiatrists. That's all I want, or I should say will ever have to do with. Now they can come and pack me up and basically brutalize me like they did in 2012, but really nothing is going to change in respect to this. So that pretty much is all there is to it. Now I'm gonna play you the audio recording in Slovenian language. Oh, yeah. When I called a local police station and I did spoke to a police officer who investigates this case, his name is Recel. He also confirmed me that a local police station did not send any psychiatrist here. So we got, I'm going to say, like a huge conflict of interests here. Tatjana Prokšel, like I said, have encouraged, straight involved in what went on for the last 6 months. So it might have been that she interfered, that she already tried and is trying to do something about it again. She was even sexually involved. She had a sexual relationship with neighbor Dana Kolenc. That's how far things went, and the local police knows about it. Because the investigator who was observing the whole thing back then under MK Ultra gestured me on how he even wanted to stop it, because the two got, according to him, a bit too close. But according to her, or how he was convinced by politicians, whatever you want to say, it came out that the police officer was actually told that this is some form of mental preparation on how he would treat me and so on and so forth, what for the stuff that he would do to me. So so far this is all I can say. What will follow is audio recording in Slovenian language, so you can get acquainted with that. So all I can say is pretty damn interesting. They're supposed to come to see. I requested search, the house search for micro cameras, and a gentleman tried to reschedule that for Monday. He would wanted me to stop by the police station, but according to MK Ultra scenario, I have explained to him the cameras already would be removed. I also have to say in respect to this, because these people are doing exactly according to MK Ultra scenario, and I'm going to tell you in advance what it was. In advance, what it was that the police appeared here, they had me here, and they had these tools, and they were like assuring me, like together with the Mitya Weber, that they cannot find any micro cameras. In other words, they gesture me on how they're going to position them in such a form, in such a way that they would not be capable to detect them with tools which they were brought with them. And so this kind of procedure, actually, search of the house for the camera would take place, so I could be later on gestured that something is wrong with me. So this would be additional proof against me. Now, I don't know if that was the chief of the police station of the Novo Mesto, but they had, I don't remember, I was drugged up, but they had the plans, they have the pictures, like pictures of the rooms and stuff, where this cameras supposedly were integrated, positioned, and have brainwashed me on how the police officer, prior to their arrival, what they would do is they would give them detailed plans, locations of the cameras, pictures, photos and everything, so when they would come, they would know exactly what not to look for, where not to look for, and so on and so forth. So, or how position themselves so it would not detect cameras. Well, they actually had more than one scenario. That was one scenario, and they had another scenario. Another scenario was basically placing more pressure on me. Tried to get me involved in a camera search at all costs. This really is micro cameras business. This really is a job for the police department, because they have, I'm not going to say thermal imaging system, but yeah, thermal imaging system and X-ray system. X-ray system is basically used to see through the walls. And so why? Because this kind of systems, just as I already have explained on my news site, and the stuff that I have explained on my news site was explained to me under MK Ultra, this kind of stuff can only be detected basically through what I have just mentioned. And so they had this other idea that in case I would find something, or maybe even if they would come and get these cameras, they would have me go out of the house, go for a walk, I don't know what. I would not be even allowed to be next to them, film them and stuff like this. So, those are two scenarios they had. So they kind of insisted on me going into the search for these cameras, basically. You can say all you want to say. I'm just repeating the MK Ultra scenario. This is what they have played in front of me. They did show me the photos. That's all I can say. What's going to happen, how this thing is going to develop, I have no clue. Here is the recording between me, this psychiatrist that was here, and there also was a nurse. Nurse took the opportunity to speak with my parents privately, did not participate. I'm just going to put it this way. A really nice lady. His psychiatrist was a very nice, warm lady to talk with. It was something completely different than what I have experienced previously. But, based on what I have gone through, stuff that I have mentioned, stuff that I have talked about, as a friend, I really wouldn't mind her, but, just like I've suggested, more than that, that's how the situation basically is. That's what they have created. So I don't know what else to say about this.